can see it.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very welcome to my courtroom. Now, I hope you can have a good afternoon. Okay.
Why do you hook up?
Well, because I always hope we'll have a good session. We don't like people being upset, do we? No. Right, who's the first case?
This case is a lady and crystal doubled. So, lady, what's your problem with crystal doubled?
Well, sir, it's like this. I love being in quizzes. But you do hope to get a good partner when you go on. And unfortunately, I went on to the Pointless show, and there's 2 of you in each team. And you have to answer these questions and try to find a pointless answer, which means an answer that most people wouldn't think of. And the lower you can get, the better it is, because the person with the lowest points goes through to the next round. Unfortunately, I got paired up with this idiot next to me. Okay, so what happened? Judge, he just kept coming out with the most stupid answers. I couldn't keep him quiet. I kept saying, shh, just a moment while we discuss it. Let's think of a good answer. But no, he was hitting the button. And guess what? None of them were pointless. Most of them were like really high up.
Like where?
Like 80 and 70. And we were out in the first round. We didn't even get any further than that because he was that useless. And he wouldn't listen. I kept telling him, let's just talk about this first, because you're allowed to talk to each other before you decide. But no. It was just absolutely ridiculous. Come on then, what you got to say, Donald? What do you mean I was useless? I'm very good at quiz shows. I go on loads. And how many do you actually win? Well, I haven't won any yet. And I often get out in the first round. But that doesn't mean to say I've got to stop trying, does it, Judge? No. But when you've got a partner with you, you should let them help. They might know the answer, and if you didn't keep butting in, you might get past the first round. This is what I kept trying to tell him, Judge. I kept saying to him, Donald, we've got a little bit of time here. Let's just discuss things first. But no, he just kept whacking that buzzer. I think that's all he goes on the shows for. He likes whacking the buzzer. I do. It's great fun. Donald, that isn't why people go on to quiz shows. They go on to a quiz show hoping to win either nice prizes or lots of money.
What's prizes? Or lots of serial idiots?
Why do I want prizes? I just like whacking that button. Have you thought about buying something like that, though you can just keep whacking it at home? Not the same, Judge. You need to be in front of an audience, and when you whack it, they all think, oh, he knows the answer. But I don't. And then I think it's funny. Right, lady. Is there anything else you would like to say to this duck? I would like to say thank you very, very much for playing the most awful game ever and costing me any chance to get through and hopefully to win some money. You were just a disgrace, and I hope nobody else ever has to be your partner. I agree, said the judge. I've already said this once today. If you go on another game show, mister, you need to go on one where it's just you and you're not interfering with anybody else.
Nobody else. Nobody else.
Right, is everybody happy? Well, I'm not, says Donald. Why do I have to be on my own? Because, Donald, that's the only fair way to do it. Because you just keep going in and whacking the buzzer when you don't even know the answer, and that's no good. And that is my judgment, and I am not going to discuss it any further. Thank you.
So what does that mean? Case. Case. I was just doubled. Case go on.
Get that stupid duck away from my desk.
Right.
It isn't a case gone wrong, sir. It's a case
What?
dismissed.
Take her out.
Oh.
You get the rest away. Can you guess who I are?
Oh, I've no idea.
I what?
Because I don't have any idea.
Patrician.
Right.
Who do you guess?
I can see a Tigger, I think.
Who else do you guess? Tigger. And
I don't know.
it's a C when it comes on to you. The Tigger. Is it a little girl or a little boy?
Boy.
A girl.
No. What's wrong with Michelle now?
I guessed it more. I thought she was a boy, because she was a girl.
Well, don't worry about it. Come on, get into your place and wipe your nose. Get a tissue, Michelle.
I can't believe I guessed wrong.
Come
What's the
on.
worst thing I ever did in my life? What's the worst thing I ever did? What is the worst thing I ever did in my life?
I don't know what is.
Dancing with my shoes.
Come on, Michelle, you need to get a tissue and calm down. How can we do any cases if you're just making all this noise?
I calm down, George.
Mm.
So, Tigger, so come and get a little girl.
I have lots of problems with this little girl. The main one being, she won't stop pestering. What do you mean by that? Well, me and Winnie the Pooh, we live in a 1,000 acres wood.
You sure it's called that?
I think so, or is it 100 acres? Well, anyway, Judge, it don't matter, we live in the acres wood.
1,000 acres wood.
Yeah. And she just keeps coming annoying everybody. 'Cause like, Kanga lives there and Roo. And so does Eeyore. Ooh, I bet it doesn't take much to annoy Eeyore. Well, it doesn't, no, not really, you're right there, Judge. But we all have our own little places where we like to play. And we just like to get on with things. Is there anybody else lives there? Let me think. We've got Kanga and Roo. And we've got Piglet. Haven't we? Piglet lives there. Who else?
A dog.
A dog? Is there a dog there as well?
Who is a dog?
Okay. Oh, there's a rabbit as well, isn't there? And he's a bit mad. To be fair, Judge, he's a bit manic. He goes off on a right. So, what is this little girl doing? Okay, well, we all have our own places where we like to play. Pooh's got lots of places where he likes to hide his guess what, honey.
Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what?
Yeah, honey. And Roo
Guess what?
loves to come and play with us.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
Kanga gets worried if he's gone out for too long.
Whoa.
And then, of course, Rabbit just likes to do his own thing and not mix with anybody much, only to tell us what to do. And then this little girl keeps running through the woods, knocking over the honey pots, spoiling all our games. We had a hopscotch game there, all laid out, chalked out.
I just saw a blank.
And then she rubbed it all away, all the chalk, so we couldn't see the game. She's just very annoying. Okay, little girl, so why do you keep doing this in these woods? Because I like all the people that live there, and I just want to play with them. Well, tipping up Pooh Bear's honey is not playing with them, is it? No, I suppose not. I didn't really mean to. It just sort of fell out of my hand. Well, in that case then, you didn't ought to be picking it up, did you? No, I suppose not. Ooh.
So have a mess.
Well, who could come and talk to this young lady and stop her from making all this bother? Ooh, maybe Christopher Robin could come, but he doesn't come all the time, you see. He only comes now and again, and we all miss him terribly. Sure you do. Well, I think maybe you could talk to a Tigger and tell her that, yes, she can come and play as long as she behaves. Well, of course she can, but we don't want her knocking things over and pulling things down and rubbing out the chalk marks. It's not very nice. If you want to play, come and play, but don't be destructive. Right, what do you say then, little girl? I think I will try my very best to come and behave. I really would love to play with you all. I love you all. I watch your programmes on the television. Well, okay then, says Tigger. What do you think, Judge? I think if you're prepared to let this little girl come and see if she behaves, then that's fine. But if she doesn't, and she's causing problems, then you'll need to come back to me, and I will sort everything out, and I will stop her from coming to your woods. Oh, please don't stop me going to the woods. I love it. Well then, you know what to do, don't you? Yes, Judge, I need to go and play nice and behave myself. Exactly. There we go, Michelle, another good case.
Good case. So is it dismissed?
Yes.
Case dismissed.
Excellent. We're working well today, Michelle.
So this case is Suwaji and Chris Shokoto. Daisies. Suwaji. So Suwaji. What's your problem with Chris Shokoto?
Well, sir, my biggest problem with him was he wouldn't behave. Didn't matter about the questions or anything else. He was just so excited to be there. He wouldn't sit still or even... we couldn't hear the questions. They ended up having a little break to try and let him calm down. But he just couldn't. He was bouncing around and jumping around and wagging his tail and being so silly. Okay, so why is this then? Come on, doggy boy, what you got to say? Oh, Judge, I was just so excited. I couldn't believe I was on Wheel of Fortune. Oh, it was so exciting. I couldn't help myself. So you didn't actually get to do any questions then? No, I couldn't calm down. Oh, it was so much fun. Oh, sorry. I'm getting all excited again just thinking about it. Okay, lady, so what happened next? Well, what happened, Judge, was this. The people in charge just said, you know what? We can't carry on with this because we can't do the show. Because he was so excited and making that much noise, they couldn't film it properly. And so they just cancelled and said, sorry, we'll have to move on to the next couple. And that was it. And I'd waited all that time to go on that show. So had I, said
Pluto.
I know that, Pluto, and I know you were excited, and so was I, but you ruined my chance. Oh, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to. But isn't it exciting being there? And there's all the cameramen and the exciting people that run it. And then, of course, you've got the people who ask the questions, the celebrity person. And I was over the moon. Yes, I think we all got that. Right, Pluto, says the judge. If you want to go on another game show, you have to calm down. It's not fair to go on. You ruined it for everybody who was meant to be enjoying that show. You were so giddy, so excited, that nothing could be done. Nobody could film the show. Nobody could hear the questions or anything. I know, Judge. I'm so sorry. I won't do it again. I've decided I'm going to go on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, because that way I'm all by myself, sat in a chair with Chris Tarrant, and I'm sure he'll be able to calm me down. So I have sent him my application form. Ooh, says the lady, I might apply for that one. I think you're right, that might be a good one to go on, because you just sit there on your own. And, well, you've got to phone a friend, obviously, and ask the audience. And the 50-50, oh yeah, do you know what, Pluto, let's go and get the application forms right now. It'll be a good show to be on. Okay, that seems everybody's happy again, Michelle.
Case. Oh, case for Mom.
Pluto,
Case dismissed.
it hasn't gone wrong. You were happy with the judgment, as was the lady. Now off you go. This one is not going to be about a quiz, I hope.
George, are you cookie back? Oh, George, are you cookie such a go to
Because
quiz?
I've heard quite a few today and I'd like a different case.
Right, see, Sky Giraffe and Crystal Sky Giraffe. Still Sky Giraffe. Let's go cover with Crystal Sky Giraffe.
The problem, Judge, is this. I am the real Spider-Man. And this other one is somebody that goes on quiz shows, dressed up as me, and pretends to be me. And the problem with it is, he's absolutely useless. He must have been on at least 5 quiz shows. He's been on Play Your Cards Right. He's been on Wheel of Fortune. He's been on The Chase. What else has he been on? Ooh. I just can't think of the other 2. Oh, Countdown. He's been on that. And that lingo one.
Timgo.
Lingo. But the problem is...
Is it called Timgo?
No, it's lingo. The problem is people think it's me that's on these shows because he's dressed up in my suit. It's not a real suit, obviously. It's not as good as mine. But people think it's me. And then when he's absolutely rubbish, and then I go out somewhere and people are shouting at me, "Ha ha, saw you on the quiz show, you're dumb. You don't know anything." And it gets really annoying. And when I try to say to them, it wasn't really me, it's just someone dressed up, and they go, "Yeah, okay, we believe you not." Right then, Quiz Spider-Man, what have you got to say?
Oh, well, my dad is gone on holiday without me.
That is no excuse to dress up as somebody else and go and be rubbish on
Yes.
quiz shows.
Great. That's what I'm here for.
I don't think so, because poor old Spider-Man's getting laughed at and teased all the time just because you're rubbish at all these quiz shows.
Great.
Why are you so rubbish?
Because I do more.
Because I don't know the answers and things, Judge. The Wheel of Fortune isn't too bad because you don't have to answer questions. You just spin the wheel. But I wasn't very good at that either. Okay. Right. So, real Spider-Man, what would you like to happen from this court appearance? I want him, Judge, to stop going on all these programmes pretending to be me.
Which one's the real one?
I am, Judge, the one at the right-hand side, obviously, because this is the one where the person comes who's always complaining about the other. And I just don't think it's fair that he goes around pretending he's me. Well, I agree with you. So what we need to do is send a letter to all the shows that are quiz shows and let the people in charge know there's an impersonator going around. The thing is, Spider-Man, what if you ever wanted to go on one? They'll not know who's who. I don't ever want to go on one, sir. I'm not interested in them. I just want to stop him making me look like an idiot. Okay, we can deal with that. We'll send the letters out immediately to all the quiz shows and tell them if somebody turns up looking like Spider-Man, it's not really him, it's somebody pretending. Thank you, Judge. That would be great. Okay, Michelle. I think we've done another one.
Have we?
Yep.
So you'd have to say... Is there a real one? Okay, score one.
Michelle, get rid of that stupid impersonator.
Why?
So that I can do it properly.
Case dismissed.
Thank you, that's better. That's more like
First, you
it.
have to give it dismissed again, George.
Yes, that means we're finished.
Does it have to be dismissed?
Yes, it does. I have to do that, it's the law. I have to say, case dismissed, and everybody knows it's all done with.
This case is doubled. I'm eating Mickey. So doubled. What's your program with eating Mickey?
Eating?
Mickey.
As in eating food, asks the judge.
Yes.
Yes, sir, says Donald. The problem with Mickey, well, this Mickey, he just will not stop eating.
Oh.
And the thing is, we all live together, so we all put money into the pot to go for the shopping. And so everybody's paid for all this food, and we put it in the fridge, we put it in the larder, and then we buy crisps and biscuits and things, and we have a special place for those. And then we might go off and be doing something during the day. We might be playing, we might be going out for a walk. And then when we come back and you go to look in the cupboard, half of it's already gone in one day. And it's Mickey. He just eats and eats and eats. I don't know why he isn't as fat can be, with all the stuff he wallops down him. And then you see, you come to cook a meal and you think, ooh, I know, I'll have some of those lovely sausages we got, and I might have some chips. And then you go to look and all the sausages have gone. There are no chips in the freezer. Guess who? Mickey. Right, Mickey. What seems to be the problem here then? How come you're eating so much? I can't help it, George. I'm just always hungry. And there's all this nice stuff. And I'll see the sausages and I think, ooh, sausage and chips. So I go and get them. And then I'll see these lovely crisps, Monster Munch, cheddars. And I can't help it, I've got to start nibbling at them. And before I know it, I've eaten all sorts of things. This isn't very good, is it, Donald? No, sir, it's not. Right.
And why isn't it very good?
Well, because then there's no food left for everybody else.
Great.
And there's Goofy and Pluto that want to eat, and Donald and Daisy. And they all want some food, don't they?
So how should Rick eat?
Right. Mickey, you should only have 3 meals a day. Okay, you might have a snack in between, but you have breakfast, and you have your dinner, and then you have the tea. Some people have supper, but not always. Okay, Donald, I have got a suggestion. I think what you should do, have you got plenty of cupboards at home? Oh yeah, we've got loads of space. Right. Well, you need one cupboard that's for Mickey, and tell him he picks his food, what he wants to eat, and he puts it in that cupboard. And then the rest of you get a padlock, so the cupboards that you use, the larder, you can put the padlock over it. Keep the keys away from Mickey.
Why?
And then he can't get in and eat your food.
Why?
Because he's being too greedy and he's eating too much. And if he carries on doing that, he'll make himself ill. You can't just keep eating and eating and eating and eating and eating.
I know he should drink up his own, so it doesn't matter when he eats too much.
Well, you could do that, but I just think if you all still want to live together, he can have his cupboard and you can have yours and all your friends.
I said I'll drink up my own, so I can do what I want.
Okay, well you do that then, Mickey. But you do know you'll have to pay for all the shopping by yourself.
Well, Mommy pays for the shopping.
Hmm?
Well, Mommy pays for it too.
Okay. So is that the case ended then? Are you happy with that, Donald? Oh yes. If he's going to move out and leave us, we'll not be starving anymore. We won't be having to hide food and keep it locked up. Great result. Thanks, Judge. And if that Mickey comes anywhere near my table, don't let him, Mitchell.
Case dismissed.
Thank you.
Or maybe got one. So, should we do one more case and talk about it? Yes. We have Rest, Minnie Mouse, and the Bugger Minnie Mouse. Which one goes Minnie?
Both of us are.
No,
That can't be true.
So, what's the other name?
I don't know, there can't be two minis. What was the other one called?
Maybe,
Mandy.
maybe a baby. So, maybe. Who's got a cockaway hose?
Well, Minnie has the problem with Mandy.
So, maybe that's not cockaway baby.
Because, Judge, she just dresses exactly the same. She's put a bow in her hair, just like I have. And I know she's a mouse and she's got the same ears, but she doesn't have to dress exactly like me, does she? And then, you see, people think she's Minnie Mouse. And she's not. She's Mandy. And it's not right. You shouldn't pretend to be somebody else. Well, why does this cause problems? Well, it does, Judge, because if Mandy does anything a bit naughty, people think it's me. And I'm not naughty.
Why don't people him kiss you, Paul?
Because she looks exactly the same. She's started to dress herself like me. She puts on a hairstyle like mine, puts the bow in, and she does look a little bit like me, I have to say. But a lot of us mice look alike a little bit. But she's just pretending to be me and it's not right. Okay then, Mandy, what's going on? Nothing. I just happen to like the clothes. Same as what Minnie wears. That's not a problem, is it? And I like the bows. I just go shopping and I pick things up and it's not my fault that they all match what Minnie wears. I find that a little bit hard to believe. I don't think you're just going and automatically picking up the same clothes. I think you're going there to buy exactly the same clothes so you can look exactly like Minnie. Well, what does that matter if I look like her? That's okay, as long as you don't try to pretend that you are actually Minnie. If people come up to you and say, "Woo, hiya Minnie," then you should say, "Oh, sorry, I'm not Minnie, I'm Mandy." And then they know. Because if you do naughty things, people will think it's Minnie and it's not. Do you do naughty things at all, Mandy? Sometimes I do. Not really naughty things, though. Well, that depends what you call naughty and what other people call naughty, doesn't it? Well, I do sometimes when they come up and talk to me and think I'm Minnie, and they'll say, "Can we have a photograph with you?" And I say yes. And then they say to me, "Will you sign it?" And I sign it as Minnie Mouse. Well, you see, what you don't seem to understand about that, says the judge, that is called fraud. What? What does that mean? It means you can't write somebody else's signature and pretend it's yours. Well, I'm not pretending it's mine. No, you're not getting the point. If you write Minnie's signature and say, "That's me," that's fraud. You can't do that. You're copying her signature and it's not allowed. For instance, if Minnie had a checkbook, you could pinch that, and because you can write like her, you could forge her signature and get some money from the bank. Could I? That's a good idea, Judge. No, it is not. Not at all. Right, Minnie. I think you have every right to come here and bring this Mandy into court.
Of course, what?
Yes, of course. I'm talking, thank you, Mandy. Just listen to what I have to say.
Attraction! Attraction!
Because if you carry on, it's okay to dress exactly as you want to dress, but you can't pretend to be another person. And
I
you
can.
certainly must not be writing her signature. Because if you do that, I have already told you that is called fraud. And what happens when you commit fraud and you get caught? You get arrested. And then you'll end up going to a court of law. And then you might end up in prison. And
No.
how would you like that?
No, I won't. Serial Josh, whatever I like to do is yours.
Well, you can do whatever you want. But be assured, the law will eventually catch up with you if you break any laws. So you just go along, do what you like, because at the end of the day, you'll probably end up in prison.
You're gonna catch up with me. Mega. At a mega party.
Well,
Station.
I think you'll find you'll stand out a little bit from the crowd because you look exactly like Minnie Mouse.
I go to a station. Baby. I look like her indeed. Station. I look like a actor. Station. I'm exactly like him. Station. I like him indeed and I walk station. I walk my cute.
Have we finished now, Michelle?
Yes.
Thank you.
Station. My uncles are
Off
at
we
the
go,
station. Case. I see it. Case got one.
Case.
Dismissed. This case.
I thought that was last one.
So,
Oh,
cutting,
just get ordinary people for a change.
cutting hook and crystal ready.
We've already done that one.
Which one?
Captain Hook and Quiz Show people.
So it's Captain Hook and crystal ready. So Captain Hook, what's your cogger? The crystal ready.
The problem is, Judge, people keep coming on to quiz shows and they don't have any knowledge. And they shouldn't be allowed on. Okay, so why? What happened? Well, I should have won. But this lady beat me. Okay. Well, what do you mean she didn't have any knowledge? Obviously she did. Or she wouldn't have bet you. I think she was cheating. And how would you think that? Why?
She's been a cheat.
Because, sir, she didn't get one question wrong at all the way through the show. So then I'm thinking, how does she know all this? I don't know anybody that's been on a quiz show and not got something wrong. Well, no, I know what you're saying, I understand that. It is a bit strange, isn't it, Michelle? Oh gosh, yes, Judge, it is very. So, how do you think she was cheating? Well, Judge, the lady said when she first came to the programme, I'm a little bit deaf, so I wear an hearing aid. Is that okay?
No.
And the people on the show said, yes, of course, if you can't hear properly. Lots of people wear hearing aids.
No, I don't.
Well, here's the thing, Judge. I think that wasn't a hearing aid. I think somebody was sat at home and they were telling her the answers to the questions through that earpiece. But how would they know all the answers? Judge, you Google them. It doesn't take 2 minutes to Google an answer. This is why I'm sure on the Millionaire Show they don't let people take the phones in with them.
Why what?
Just to be sure nobody's cheating. And they also, you know, because they can ask a friend, they've now started, they didn't used to do this, but a representative from the show goes and sits with the friend to make sure they don't cheat when they get the phone call, because they could go on Google to get the answer. Oh, I see. I didn't know about all this going on, says the judge. So the thing is, Judge, I'm convinced this lady isn't deaf at all, and she just used that excuse to have an earpiece in so somebody could tell her all the answers. Right then, lady, what do you say to that? It's lies, Judge, it's lies. I am deaf. Okay, are you sure? Are you sure if I send you for an hearing test with a doctor that it'll come back saying you're deaf?
Yes.
Well, I don't think so. Because see, I think this. If you've got a hearing aid, well, in the first place, you must have had your ears done somewhere and they told you to get one. And to get one, you either have to do it through the place where you've had your test or you go back to your doctor. So we can easily find out if you're telling the truth or not.
How?
Trust me, lady. We can find out. We just trace back to which hearing aid centre you went to. And I think a lot of opticians do hearing tests, so that'll be easy. And then we just go and ask your doctor, because he will know if you're deaf or not. Oh, okay, I admit it. I had a earpiece in when I won. Oh my, this is not a good outcome at all. So you cheated your way through, and did you win any money? Yes, I did. Well, I'm really sorry, but in that case, you'll have to give the money back to the company whose show it was.
I can't.
Why can't you?
How much did you win?
£20,000. Well, you'll have to pay it back.
I don't want to.
Well, it doesn't matter whether you want to or not.
I would tell a square.
You have to pay it back. You've broken the law. You've cheated on a game show. Do you know that there was a man who cheated on the Millionaire and he ended up in prison? Because somebody in the audience was helping him. Oh, how did he help him, Judge? Asks Michelle. Well, you know when they ask the question and they say A, B, C or D, and then Chris lets them think for a minute and he'll repeat the question. And this man kept coughing. So if he coughed on B, then he was a major actually. He used to be a major in the army, the man who won it. He answered to that question and he said B. And it was only afterwards, when they re-watched the programme back, they realised how many times this man coughed. And then they realised he'd been cheating. Wow, I didn't think people would go to all this trouble, Judge. Of course.
When did they realise they got it? Did they realise?
Of course they will, Michelle.
When did they realise?
Because they watch the show back. Like they always do when they've recorded something like that, the TV company. They always play it back and have a look. And they could hear this man keep coughing. When Chris said A, B, he didn't cough, C, he didn't cough, he didn't cough on the others, so they knew that he was cheating. Wow. See, there's a lot of money, Michelle, to be won on these game shows. Right, Captain Hook. I think you've explained your case very well, and we've proven that this lady cheated. Thank you, Judge. That's all I wanted.
And coffee answers. So, I'm a hole. What did you say? Case gone warm.
I don't think so, lady. You confessed. So I think that means case dismissed.
Diskissed. Is it diskissed?
And I think you might be getting a visit from the police.
But today,
Mm.
should I show him out and
I
talk
think-
about the case?
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea.
Show him out! Da 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 da! Show him out! Da 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 da! Show him out! Da 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 da! Show him out! Show him out! So you two, how did you heal? Ah! No!
What's happening?
So guys, how did you heal after a case?
Can I speak first, says Captain Hook? Of course. Well, I'm really, really pleased because this lady made me look a fool. She answered every single question and I thought, this can't be right. But it took a while to prove, but I'm so pleased that the judge got her to confess about it. And what do you think, lady? Pah. I'm upset. I wanted to win all the money and keep it, and now I've got to pay it back. Well, that's what you get when you cheat, says Michelle.
How do you get if you cheat?
Eventually people find out. And so all that money you won has got to go back now. So really, it was all a waste of time, wasn't it?
Okay, we'll cheat next time.